Hello, this is JD from JDGamingPR, and welcome to a special video, if you want to call it special. A video about 1 year later after Hurricane Maria. My plan for this video, my initial plan, was to share with you, with this video, of course, all the pictures that I took, and most of the videos, not the blogs that the V-blogs, if you want to call it, I don't know. The videos that I made reporting about the situation. It's more like the videos that I took right after the hurricane passed. It's just that I never shared them, and I was thinking about sharing them. But due to some complications, technical difficulties, I couldn't share them. So right now, all I want to do is to talk about what I went through and what other people went through. Sorry. With Hurricane Maria. Okay, today is September 20th. Right now it's kind of like, it's more than 10 p.m. Maybe it's 10:20 p.m. maybe. But last year, let's say on September 19, 2017, Hurricane Maria was hitting Puerto Rico. The first waves, or the first clouds of it, the first rains and winds. What I did to prepare myself was to, of course, pick up my 3 dogs, because my 3 dogs are in the backyard all the time. Chained because I don't trust my dogs. They tend to escape. Those dogs are magicians, so I have to keep them chained. I'm sorry. I hate it because I don't like that idea, and I am planning to fence them. Cannot put them inside because they're too hairy, and the house will be filled with hair, and my girlfriend might develop an allergy. Anyways, the thing is that I put my dogs inside of the garage. The garage is an open garage. It's just that all the Puerto Ricans were thinking like, that hurricane is not gonna come. Remember that before Maria, it was Irma, and Hurricane Irma kind of like rushed us. We received winds of not even, I think, like hurricane category 1 maybe, or maybe like a strong storm, but that's about it. But I think it was like category 1, and that was a category 5. It was the first one who touched us, of course, that year, and it was a category 1. I mean, we had winds of category 1. So we were like getting like very cocky about it, because throughout all these years, we get cocky with hurricanes, like it's not gonna come, and people got ready for Irma. The thing is that people got so ready for Irma that they bought canned foods, and they bought water, and they bought all that stuff. We were getting ready to get really, really hit, and in the last second, thank God that that hurricane passed through, and we didn't receive any winds of category 5. And after that, a lot of people started like, but I bought so many water, and I bought so many canned food, and I'm not gonna use it. Thus, Hurricane Maria comes. There was another hurricane. It's just I don't remember the name right now. Jose, I think it was Jose. That it was gonna come through, come to Puerto Rico, and then it kind of took up north, maybe, and never reached us, not even close. But then came Maria. And Maria wanted to make sure that we used all those supplies. So when the hurricane was coming, I was getting ready. I got my storm breakers. I don't know how to call it. It's the big metal things on my windows. The garage door, I heard some rumors that you had to leave it closed. Some other people said open. So I left them closed, but with some boards in it, not even completely ready. And I didn't have any ropes, so I had to use TV cables. I wasn't ready. So, yeah, I tied it up, and put the boards up, and put the cars in the garage, and the dogs' houses were inside the garage. The garage is, just to explain, is open. I don't know if you saw my videos of Irma, but the back of the house is open, and there's kind of like a wooden wall, but it's like really sturdy, that divides a big part of the garage. So The thing is that when the hurricane was hitting, when it was getting stronger, my girlfriend said you had to pick up the dogs and put them inside of one of the bathrooms. Because the house where I live has 3 bathrooms. So, and there was one bathroom that we never used. So we closed them up there. We of course we were scared because I think the hurricane hit around 10 p.m. maybe September 19, maybe 10. The first strong showers after. I don't know if it was after 12 or after 1 p.m. We lost at around 10 p.m. we lost power. Around 1 a.m. that's when the strong wind started, and there was no cell phone reception or whatever. There was none. There were some really strong winds. There's even this. I want to talk about it because it's kind of hard to talk about it. Actually, when I was trying to get the videos for this, the videos that I want to put on this video, I saw only one video of the aftermath. Not even when I got out of my house. It's just when I was inside the house and I saw the garage door, and it gave me like, I don't know, like this fear all of a sudden, like I was reliving that again. So it's not that easy to talk about this, but to go into details, it's not easy. So when the strong wind started, there was like the wind was hitting hard, like in the front of the house, in the front, and there was water coming under the door, even though there was a big metal thing there. There was a lot of water, and me and my girlfriend were mopping that floor for like 1 hour, maybe 2 hours, like fast. It's not even casual mopping. No, it was like mop, squeeze. And okay, sometimes I will mop and my girlfriend will use I think it's called like a squeegee. It has like a big rubber thing in the end to push the water up so it wouldn't come more inside of the house, because I was defending some furniture that it wasn't even for me, it was for a friend. So she was pushing the water and I was mopping, squeezing. When the bucket got full, I had to run barefoot with my feet wet, trying to be careful not to slip. Pour the bucket, the water inside the toilet, and go back and keep doing that for 2 hours with my girlfriend. 2 hours. It was gruesome. And while we were doing that, remember, it was with flashlights. We heard a big bang. And, instantly we were like, what the heck was that? When I flashed outside, the garage door busted in. It just went in, and my car was there. It's a hatchback. My car was there, and I was like, holy crap. My car, the windshield's gonna get smashed. My girlfriend didn't think twice. She just stared at me, and she said, go move the car. I went outside with the wind. The door was like swinging back and forth, hitting my car. When I get inside my car to turn it on, that I put the lights on, my dog houses, I remember that I put them in between the car. I had to push them back, because I was thinking like the wind is going to pick up the houses and it's going to smash everything. So I had to put them like really close to my girlfriend's car, like put in like right in the back of it, turn on my car and push it forward until I kind of like pinch them together. I stopped the car, went inside running, and then we just stared at each other like, I can't believe I just did that. And she was like, I can't believe I told you to go outside. That was insane. So we kept on mopping. The door was slamming. Before that, I'm sorry, it's just that I don't have the order. Before that, there was the wind. You always hear like, the sound of the wind. Of course, that sound was always there, and hard rain and stuff. And also bangs outside the house. There was some bangs everywhere. We were scared. We didn't know what was falling or hitting what. But the wind, it didn't do that sound. It was different. I even went to I don't remember which social media. It wasn't on my YouTube channel. It was a personal one that I said the wind is humming a death lullaby and she wants to get in. I posted that because that's how it sounded. The wind sounded like a woman humming a really creepy song. I'm not even exaggerating. You know, you can hear the wind, you can hear the rain falling, but in between all that, you could hear the it didn't go like that. It was, of course, it was scarier, but it was scary, and it never stopped. You know, it never stopped, and I was freaking out. I was freaking out because of that noise. I was freaking out because of the wind, the garage door, my dogs. That they were nervous. I had to put them inside of a bathroom and close the door. I didn't know how they were. I had to keep on staring at the windows of my living room. I was always thinking like sooner or later the wind is gonna burst the windows inside the house and everything's gonna start getting wet and stuff, and the wind. So we got really, really scared. We just stopped mopping and we ran inside the bathroom with some clothes and some canned food and water. Of course, we started crying. We were a mess. I was more of a mess than my girlfriend. My girlfriend was pretty level-headed, and when she was starting to like lose it and started thinking like, oh my God, this and that, I was trying to calm her down. We were really a good team there. We were really a good team. After we were inside the bathroom, and she ate. I think she ate like cold spaghetti. I think, canned spaghetti. I think, I'm not even sure. I ate a little bit of sausages and crackers, and the wind was hitting. I was nervous. I was mostly crying because of two things. My mom, the back part of my mom's house, it has like a wooden roof. It has stone walls, cement walls, but a wooden roof. And I was thinking that maybe the hurricane is strong enough to pull that out, and all that wind is gonna rush in. It's just that where there was a back door, that back door was removed because we were going to extend that part of the house. So if the roof was going to come out, there was a hole there, and that wind was gonna go right inside the house. And I was worried about that. I was worried about my mom. I couldn't communicate with her, and then I went. I don't know why I went back to the back of the house, the last room of the house, and I saw water, and I was like, oh my God, there's more water here. And I thought that it was flooding, but it's not flooding. It's the same thing. It's just that the wind, we were waiting for the calm of the hurricane. Like the center, we never received the center. We received the whole wall. We started receiving the hurricane, the first parts of the hurricane, and then we received exactly the wall. We didn't receive that little hole of air, like a break, like a breather. No, we received the whole wall, and then we received what we call el virazón, in which it comes in reverse. So instead of the water coming in from the front of the house, it was coming from the back of the house, and there's no protection in the back of the house. The back door is a security door, but it's not, at least in my opinion, or as far as my knowledge goes, is not ready for a hurricane, but I think it is because it survived. So the wind was hitting hard on that door. I was really scared about it. I told my girlfriend, if that door busts open, We run out of this room, close the door. And I think she agreed. I don't even remember. We started mopping and doing the same routine for 2 more hours. I'm talking about that the hurricane came, the strong winds at 1 a.m. It finally calmed down at 10 in the morning. From what I heard, Hurricane Maria was in Puerto Rico for 18 hours straight. And it was a nightmare. It was a nightmare, a complete nightmare. It's not even the destruction. It's the winds, it's everything. The sounds, the banging. There was a constant banging in the front of the house when I got out. No, when I stared from one of the windows, because remember that I had the metal things placed on my windows. When I stared at the window of my whatever's left of my garage door, all I saw was cables. I was like, oh my God, all the posts are gonna be down. Once I got out, I don't even remember from where. I think it was from the back door, because I couldn't get out from the front door because it had the metal thing that I had to take it out from outside. I couldn't get out from the garage door because it was broken. And I had to go through the back door. I opened the back door. Everything, it kind of looked destroyed. Actually, I went into the garage before going out, and I was taping a little bit of strong winds and water. And it was a little bit flooded. The backyard was a little bit flooded. And the little tree that I had, all the leaves were gone, but the tree was still there. It's still there. It's dead, but it's still there. A big mango tree that it was from a neighbor. It fell. It broke the fence and went through the property of a church that is right next to my house. There was a piece of the church, the piece of cement from the roof that it was broken. It was ripped. Total destruction. Thank God my house is in the center of a triangle of posts. There's a post in my backyard. There's a post in the yard or in the territory of my my neighbor. It's on the side of the house, on the right side of the house, and or no, the left side. And there's another post in the front of my house. Those 3 posts were still there, thank God. And 2 of them were wooden posts. The one in the front is cement post. But the thing is that in town, in Humacao, cement posts fell. They fell. They got not ripped. It got like twisted, and they fell. And those were still there, thank God. Anyways, when I went to the backyard after the rain stopped, I don't know if it stopped like at 12 maybe. I don't know. I don't even know. I started looking around. I saw that thing in the back. When I went to the front, what I saw dangling, the banging, the constant banging in the front of the house was the light post that was dangling, and it kept hitting and hitting and hitting the post with the wind until it snapped and it fell because it was on the floor. One of the neighbors was kind enough to cut one of the cables so I could get out of the house, because there was a lot of cables, and he was around the neighborhood cutting cables just to to let people out. So I was getting the sink. It's a metal thing. I don't know. It's just what we call a sin, but a sink. I think it's called sink. So we were getting the sink. I was getting the sink around my house that it was from a neighbor, and piling it on the front, and debris, whatever debris that I found, piling it on the front. I checked the house. Everything is okay. I checked the water tank. It was still there. The only thing was missing was the top, the screw top. It was gone, but the water tank was still there. The thing is that it doesn't work now. I don't know if it's clogged or anything. I tried to unclog it. Doesn't work. What else? The garage door was the only loss. The front gate, it got out of the rails, so me and my girlfriend would pull it up and put it on the rails, and it works fine up today. And then my brother appeared out of nowhere. Well, first was my aunt. She was walking, strolling by, like, what are you still doing here? Why don't you go around and check everything? No, I'm sorry. That was another day. That was like the third day. But my brother passed by, like, are you okay? He came walking. We live rather close. And he said, have you seen everything outside? I said, no. Come, let's go to my mom, to mom's house. We got out and we saw the destruction. We saw poles on the floor. We saw a little bit of flooding. We saw cables everywhere. Fallen trees. You look up in the mountains. Puerto Rico is known to have a lot of green areas, a lot of trees, a lot of stuff. The trees were dead. You look at the mountains. The trees were brown. There was no leaves on it. The mountains look horrible. The houses, the wooden houses that were in the mountains, they look like they put a bomb inside of it and it blew up. The house was spread all over the mountain. A lot of people was, not too many people were walking around. We were the only ones, maybe one or two. Most of them were in their houses picking up whatever was going on, post the fallen houses. The majority of the houses in Puerto Rico are made of cement, so not many houses suffer that much of damages. And if it suffers damages, it was windows, broken windows, and they're made of aluminum. They got twisted or they went inside the house. Mine, thank God, nothing, not even one. Thank God. I saw windows that were security windows, expensive windows, blown out, twisted. It's crazy. My mom, one of the windows on my mom got twisted, but it was in the back room, and the roof was still there. My mom was like, "Did you see the hurricane?" Like, all excited. I was like, "What do you mean? Why are you so happy?" "Oh, it was crazy. I saw a lot of cans. They were blowing up, and they were coming in front of the gate, and they came through the gate, and they went back." She was sitting in her garage because she has gates in the garage. She sat in front of in the garage. She saw the whole thing. I was crying inside my house. My girlfriend was, I don't even remember if she cried. I think she did. Yeah, she did. And she was worried. We were basically dying. We have, both of us, we have hypertension, like high blood pressure. So anything sets us off. So we were afraid we would have a heart attack or something. And she was having the time of her life. Oh, it was impressive. You should have seen it. And my brother, yo, you should have seen it. And I said, like, that palm tree is gonna fall. That palm tree is gonna fall. Look, Mom, that palm tree is gonna fall. Wham! I told you, it fell. I told you. Damn. What? After that, my brother helped me to get the garage door out. We opened the gate. I got my car out, and I started driving just to see everything. The first thing that I wanted to check that day, that it was almost night. No, it was night already, was my job. So I went to my job. I went to the back. I said, where they received the merchandise, that it had like big metal doors. If that is down, we're screwed, because we're going to lose a lot of merchandise, and everybody's gonna start looting, because that's the big thing about it. And there was a lot of looting, not in where I work, but in other places. They were looting tires. Sorry, something fell in my eye. Sorry about that. So they were looting tires. They were looting car parts. They were looting clothes. I saw people in a mall. I saw them, and I was like, I didn't see anything, and I just drove by. I saw people. Women carrying big bag of clothes the next day, carrying big bag of clothes, coming out of clothing stores with big bags of clothes, like they were shopping. Like, I just came out from the store, and the police were like, "Where do you got those?" They were laying around. You better put them back. Put it on the floor. You're no fun. I witnessed that. I was like, with my girlfriend, I was like, we didn't see anything. So there was a lot of looting. Of course, we didn't fight over food or anything. Thank God. Now, the positive thing about this hurricane, this video has turned like really long. I'm sorry. There was a lot of stuff to talk about. Oh God. Don't get me wrong. The hurricane was, it was devastating what it did, and it was a horrible experience. I wish I would never experience that ever again in my life, because I did live when I was a child. Hurricane Hugo, that was in the 80s. Yeah, I'm that old. Hurricane Hugo, but I don't remember much. I remember it was kind of like heartbreaking. I remember that I was in my uncle's house, that it was kind of like, and where I live, it was the lowest house because we were living in a hill. And my mom saw from his window our house being blown away. It was a wooden house. She saw the house being blown away and she was crying. I saw her crying and she was like, screaming like my house and all the sacrifices and stuff. And I remember having this conversation with my cousin saying that I don't have a house. And my cousin said, don't worry, you can live with us. You can live with mom and dad. And we can play all the time. And I was like, yeah, it will be fun. We can play together. It was a really sweet thing. I was really, really young. I don't know if I was 6 or something. And I was having that conversation with my cousin. Years later, like, whoa, so many years later. I don't know, in the 90s. I don't know if it's close to the 2000. It was Hurricane George. Same thing. I remember that I was there with my brother, my mom, my stepfather, my brother's wife at the time, and their daughter. And their daughter was like really, it was a child. My niece was, I don't know if she was 5 or 6. She experienced almost the same thing as I did. But with Hurricane George, both Hurricane Hugo was Category 3. And George was Category 3. And George did a lot of destruction. Both of them did. And my niece, I remember that my niece was crying. And she was screaming like, I'll be good from now on. I'll be good from now on. Like she was being punished. And, she was screaming like, I'll be good from now on. My mom was crying because we were in the bathroom. Everything, the doors were shaking because of the wind. The doors were shaking. And we were inside the bathroom. My stepfather was crying. My brother was crying. That's no surprise there. I think his wife wasn't. And I wasn't. I was just staring around like, oh my God, this is bad. My niece was crying. Did I say my mother was crying? Yeah, everybody was crying except for my brother's wife and me. When we got out, we saw the destruction and stuff, but I didn't really understand it and didn't grasp, the how much damage it did, because I was a teenager. I was worried about being in high school and being cool and looking good and stuff, and I never looked good when I was in high school. And I wanted a girlfriend, and stuff like that, and discovering what kind of music I like and all that stuff. So I really didn't pay attention to that. Well, actually, I had a girlfriend at the time. Yeah, I remember that I went to her house, and I saw her stepfather working, getting some debris out of the road, and I was like, I'm not going there because I don't want to work. So I would turn around and I left. I am so sorry, Alex. Anyways, so yeah, I went through those two, and then we jumped to Maria. Maria was nothing close, not even close to Hugo and George. Both of them scarred me, but not like Maria. Maria developed me, I think it developed me some PTSD. I mean, at the time I couldn't hear rain. I couldn't sleep listening to rain. I would hear rain and I would think flood. If I hear wind, a gust of wind, I get nervous. I get anxious. I start looking around. I go, oh my God, it's happening again. Actually, last night I was taking a shower at 12 a.m. I was playing. Leave me alone. No, I wasn't playing. I was trying to get the videos. I mean, the videos and the pictures on the laptop that I failed. So I was taking a shower, and all of a sudden there was like I was thinking like tomorrow is going to be, or today, because it was 12 a.m. Today is going to be 1 year anniversary of Maria. Wow, it already happened. 1 year already. Wow, and we already moved up and whatever. There was like a really big gust of wind. It made me so nervous. Not only that, I had to turn off the shower. I heard like an ambulance from a distance, and I started thinking like there was an accident. Something happened with the wind. I don't know. My mind went nuts, and then I heard rain. I thought there was another hurricane. I was like, nobody told me there was another hurricane, and then it stopped. And that wasn't even a minute, or maybe it was like 3 minutes, and I felt like I got lost. It was really bad. It was really bad. Now, the good thing about the hurricane, I never said about the good thing. The good thing that I saw about the hurricane is that it got us together. It got us together to work together, to get up again, to rise again, like we used to say. Puerto Rico se levanta, in which it means Puerto Rico rises again, like we rise again. So everybody was buying flags, putting them on the roof. If you saw my videos, you saw that my flag is completely destroyed now because the way so much wind, water, sun, it just annihilated it. Everybody got flags on their car and in their houses, everywhere, because Puerto Rico se levanta. And we really showed that. At that time, I was on vacation, and I went every day at my job, just asking, what can I do? Can I help cleaning? Do something? Yeah, sure, you can help. And I told them, I'm on vacation. I don't want to to like clock in and get paid. I said, I'm here as a volunteer. I'm on vacation, but I'm here as a volunteer because I work here. This is my job. I want to help. They still pay me. So we cleaned for a couple of days, and then I actually started working as a butcher, selling whatever there was left. There was a lot of stuff that was being thrown out: meat, ice cream, everything that was dairy. There was mountains of ice cream, melted ice cream. There were in a parking lot a mountain of meat that it was getting spoiled, and there were people digging on those piles of meat. The owner actually had to order a truck to fill it with sand or dirt, because that's dangerous. There could be people that will get sick because of that, and maybe he could get sued. So he had to do that because people will get sick. Hospitals were having trouble because they didn't have power. They didn't have a generator. There was a hospital that lost the roof. Schools lost roof. People, Punta Santiago, the beach, that was a nightmare. It lasted, I don't know if months, that it smelled like dead, rotten fish all the time. It was horrible. I heard stories that the water raised like up to here. I don't know, and I'm 5'11", 4 feet high, maybe, I don't know. With algae, you could see algae in their yards, and the beach was a little bit, is a little bit far away, and there were floods there. It was bad. There was a road that was completely blocked with palm trees. I took one picture. I think I already shared it in my older videos. This video is going really long because there's a lot to talk about, but I'm almost done. So the thing is that I lost. Okay. We worked together. If we saw a place that they were giving water, food, we would say like, hey, this place is giving water. Hey, this place is giving this. Sometimes we receive food or water, and we said like, I have a lot of tuna. Do you want tuna? Here's some tuna. You want this? Here's some crackers. Here's this, that. You need this? The supermarket. We would sell whatever we had, and until we receive more merchandise. And we were helping each other out. That was the first time in my life. I think it was the second or third day that it happened, that I visited one of my friends, my coworkers, that was living with her sister because where she lived, it was too dangerous to be around. And she lost a lot of stuff. For her, it was that I was saving the furniture. I went to her sister house. I went there when I was going through some road. I saw a guy with a machete on his hand. I never felt scared. I felt like empowered, like, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. He's helping out. He's clearing the roads. You know, falling trees, pop, 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 open up the road and help cars to pass by. There were people helping other guys crossing with cars. There were people in the in the stores like, do they have this? No, but they have it on this other side. You know, we were helping each other out. We were bonding. The thing is, and the magical thing, the thing that blew my mind is that there was no YouTube, there was no TV, there was no video games, there was nothing. Not that I was bored or anything, because I got bored sometimes. But not having all those stuff, it made me more social. It made me talk more to my neighbors. Right now, I don't even talk to them anymore. But we used to talk, long talks, talk about everything, about the hurricane, about our experiences, whatever happened, what we saw, what we witnessed some other place, what we heard from the news and all that stuff. We used to talk a lot with all the neighbors. We used to share stuff. Hey, you want this? Here you go. Hey, you want that? Here you go. Now we don't even talk because there's technology again. Like the cell phones. I never saw people like staring at the cell phones. We actually were using the cell phone for what they were meant for, to call somebody. Hey, where are you at? I'm here. Hey, pick me up. I'm here. Hey, do you want this and that? I'm in the supermarket. There was nobody like in Facebook or Twitter or YouTube. You know, we were using the cell phone. We were charging the cell phone. I need the cell phone because I need to call somebody. You know, we were using the cell phone for its purpose. We were really rising. So we were proud of that. We were working with that, and we received help from the United States, and we are deeply grateful for that. Every time I see, I don't want to call it like that, but it's like that, an American. Every time I see an American, I'm like, I have to talk to him, you know. And I work at the butcher shop, and they come around all the time, and we joke, we talk, and you know, like, ha ha ha, and that meat is called like that, really, ha ha ha. And you know, we talk and we do jokes and stuff. They're always fun. They're always fun, and I always have jokes for them. So, I'm deeply grateful for them. I'm deeply grateful for the U.S. government for helping us. Thank you so much, FEMA. To anybody that helped, thanks. And also, I think it's FEMA too. To Hogar Renace, I think they're contracted by FEMA. They're still working from last year, and they're still working with people to fix their house. They fixed my house, not the garage door, but they fixed the operators of my windows. Something. And they play some other stuff like fire detectors and stuff, and which is cool. It's really nice. I really like that. So yeah, that's it. That's my experience of Maria. 1 year. I'm not doing this to do it every year. It's just to remind me how lucky we were with that powerful hurricane. You know, how humble it made us, because it made us humble like you cannot believe. Like, we were so great. We were grateful of what we had, but once we didn't have it for so many months, we were happy. We finally found peace. To be honest, I was working or living like I had a purpose. You know, like actually meant survival. You know, like I went to work, go to work early. Is there any work? No, there's no work today. Okay, cool. I call my mom. What do you want? Water. I need gas. We need food, whatever. All right, let's go. And I pick her up. And then we go around, make a line of 1 hour, 2 hour line for gas, and then do another line for water, like 1 hour for water. 1 hour for water. So life had more meaning. It felt like more as a survival, not like living and that's it. No, it was survival. So it made us humble. It made us better humans that we were. After everything was getting fixed, we felt happy for the ones who had power, sad for the ones who didn't. And the same thing goes with water. And we were helping each other out too. So it was awesome. I mean, in some weird way, it was awesome because it changed us. It makes us humble. It just made us humble. Right now, Hurricane Florence went through North Carolina and South Carolina, and I heard of the floods and all that stuff, and it's horrible. I mean, I feel for them. I really want to any one of you who want to send something to really look on a charity or something to help the people of North Carolina and South Carolina and all those ones who were affected by Florence, because I lived through that. It's a year later and I'm still scarred by it. It's not easy. So imagine those guys that it just happened. So if any of you want to help, please help them. Please do. It will mean the world to me if you help them. I don't have much to help, really. Sadly, this is the thing that I can do the most. Anyways, I'm not gonna talk about it anymore because I've been talking for like 40 minutes. Sorry. So this was, I don't know, remembering Maria. Painful. I hope that you guys found it informative. Yeah. Look for me on Google+, Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Patreon. I don't use my Patreon. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel. All under the same name, JDGamingPR. Share, like, and comment if you like. And as always, thank you so much for watching. This was JD from JDGamingPR. I think this is going to be the last video that I'm going to talk about Maria because it's been 1 year later. And we're still not at our 100%. But we're doing fine. Thank you all for your support. And I hope you guys have a good one. All right. Bye-bye now. Take care.